Here we want to look at the profit loss analysis again. So the companies always use the profit loss analysis to support the decisions regarding the pricing of the products and the appropriate levels of productions in order to maximize the profit. So a manufacturing company has some cost C, which consists of two things. One is called a fixed cost plus variable cost. Okay, the fixed cost is like the product design or renting some devices or labor fees. Right, this is called a fixed cost. A variable cost is depending on the number of the items produced. Okay, and we also have some revenue, which is also called income. We denote it by capital R. This is the amount of the money that company receives from selling its product. So this is called revenue. So if R is less than C, the revenue is less than the cost. So that means the company loses money. If R equals C, then we say the company breaks even. If R is greater than C, that means the company makes a profit. So we use another function which is called the profit function to describe these terminologies again. The profit function is denoted by P, capital P, which is equal to the revenue R minus the cost. If P less than 0, so that means the cost exceeds revenue, then the company loses money. If P equals 0, then we say the company breaks even. Which means the cost equals the revenue. This is a very important thing, right? If P is greater than 0, then that means makes a profit. Okay, so now let's look at one example. So this is we want to find the point. Okay, so here C is given by 15x plus 12,000. This is C is the cost. X is the units of the product. The revenue R is equal to 18x minus 6,000. Okay, so we want to find the number of the units that must be produced and sold in order to break even. Okay, so the break even. So when you see this word, that means R must be equal to, the revenue is equal to the cost. So in other words, this would be 18x minus 6,000 is equal to 15x plus 12,000. So we add 6,000 on both sides. So it becomes 18x, 15x plus 6,000 plus 12,000, so 18,000. And then we subtract 15x, so it's 3x here, equals to 18,000. X equals 6,000. So if you produce, the company produce and the produces and sells 6,000 units of product, then they will break even. Okay, so this is your answer. So the next one, which is called the price demand analysis. So the companies always use, which is called a price demand function. Which is denoted by P of X, where X is the demand of the products. X represents the demand of the product. And P, lowercase p, which is the price of the product. So here we have some comments on this function, price demand function. So if this one represents a function, we say P of X represents a function. Then the points, which is X and P, so this is X, the demand of the product, and this is the price of the product. If this point is on the function, which is also on the graph of this function, price demand function, it means X terms can be sold, X item can be sold at the price of P. Okay, X items can be sold at price P. Okay, and in general, the price demand function will go downward or downhill as X is increased from the left to the right. Right. So because the reduction in prices results in the increasing of the demand. Right. So this graph in general go downward. Okay, so if we know the demand of the product, and we can use the price demand function to get the unit price for the product, what is the revenue? The unit price of the product, which is lowercase p, how many units of the product can be sold? We have X products, sold X. The company sells X products. So P is the unit price times X would be the total income, which is the revenue, right? So P times X equals R. So now let's look at one example. So a company manufactures laptops. Its marketing research department, so this company should manufactures the chips. A company manufactures chips. Its marketing research department uses special analytical techniques to produce the price demand function, which is given by P of X equal to 2000 minus 60 times X, where X is greater than equal to 1, less than equal to 25. So here P is the wholesale price per chip, and X is the X thousands chips can be sold. Okay, so this is the price demand function. So what is the revenue if the company sold 4,000 chips? What was the revenue if the company sold 4,000 chips? Okay, so first we need to know that here X means the X thousand chips, so X equals 4. So what is the price? The price P, we're plotting for into this equation, into this function, okay, which is P of 4, which is 2000 minus 60 times 4, so which is 2000 minus 240, which is 1. Okay, so this is the unit price. So the revenue R is equal to the unit price times the chips they sold. So here the unit price for one chip is 1,760 minus times how many chips we sold? The company sold 4,000. So 4, we cannot type times 4. Okay, we need to 4,000. So 4 3 zeros. So which is equal to the revenue is 704,000,000. So this is the revenue.